overview. We'll start with our prayers. Amagyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are discussing from the third canto. Yesterday we completed the 23rd chapter of this third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we discussed how when Kardam Muni, he was praying to the Supreme Lord, he did lots of tapasya to get a suitable wife, and after he got darshan of the Lord, he asked the Lord that, "Oh my Lord, please give me a wife." Although people who are less intelligent, they ask for material things, but still I want to get this material benediction because this is an order which I have been given by Brahmaji. So that's why, just to serve your words only, because you have given instruction to Brahma to procreate this entire universe, procreate and fill this entire universe. So therefore, I want a wife who has a suitable disposition. So, and then he also asked that, please show your causeless mercy upon me so that I can become free from this material entanglement also. Lord said, whatever you have desired is already fulfilled. From day after tomorrow, Swayambhuva Manu will come with his daughter, and Devahuti, who is a daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, is very, very appropriate for you. She has all the good qualities. She will help you in all your household duties. Then Swayambhuva Manu comes on the predicted day, and he glorifies Kardam Muni. Kardam Muni glorifies Swayambhuva Manu, and Swayambhuva Manu says that, please accept my daughter because she has all the good qualities. She will fulfill all your heartfelt desires. She will help you in your household duties, and you have not taken a vow of celibacy, perpetual celibacy. So please accept. Kardam Muni accepts, and he glorifies the beauty and the qualities of Devahuti. And then after that, Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa, they gave their daughter to Kardam Muni, and then with lots of jewelry and the garments, and then the marriage was performed, and then they left. Swayambhuva Manu is glorified by Maitreya as a very devoted king who was engaging his day in a very, very suitable way. In the morning, he would begin his day with hearing Krishna Katha. There's a verse which comes in the scriptures, how a sober person should spend his day. Pratah dyuta prasangena, madhyan stri prasangat, ratrau chaura prasangena, kala ogacchati dhimatam. So a sober person, dhimatam, should spend his day in this way. Morning, he should hear about gambling match. And in the afternoon, he should hear about women. Evening, he should hear about thieves. In this way, a sober person spends his day. So someone may think, which verse, which scripture says this? Kaunsa pad kya hai, broji? So actually, there's a internal meaning of this. So gambling match was just described in Mahabharata. So the scriptures say one should start the day with reading Mahabharata, because Mahabharata tells us how to live in this world. And then afternoon, the story of Ramayana, because Ramayana began with the Manthara is a woman, plotting against Lord Ram, and then she was the one who was responsible for sending Ram to forest. Then in between Shurpanakha came, and she became the cause of Ravana being incited. And then at the end, Mother Sita went in the womb of Mother Earth. In the evening, one should hear about thieves. Who is that thief? That is a famous Makhanchor, Krishna. So Maitreya says that the Swayambhu Manu, he would begin his day with a very, very devotional consciousness. He would hear about Krishna. He would spend his day, and he gave all the teachings, which are the principal teachings for the mankind, Manu Samhita. And then after that, Devahuti was married. And then Devahuti, she was serving Kardamuni in such a wonderful way. And we discussed how she was serving in a very, very loving way. Vishrambhena, Atma Shauchena, Gauravena, Damena cha. She was serving with lots of intimacy, lots of respect, controlling the senses. So that is the ideal quality of a servant. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita also it is described that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go to South India, so the devotees, they wanted to send somebody. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, I want only one person who is a very new person. So then Swarup Damodar, he found a person. Swarupa kahe Balabhadra Bhattacharya, Tomate Susnigdha Bada Pandit Sadhuarya. Swarup Damodar says, this is a Balabhadra Bhattacharya. He has 4 qualities. Susnigdha, Pandit, Sadhu and Arya. He is a very affectionate towards you. He has lots of love towards you. Pandit, he is he's learned in the scriptures. Sadhu, he is personally very gentle. He has all the good qualities. And Arya means he knows how to deal with the other devotees. So these are the qualities of a servant. We should know how to serve the Supreme Lord, serve the devotees, and should have all the good qualities, and we should know how to deal with the other devotees in a proper way. Arya. So Devahuti served Kapiladev with lots of love and respect. And then after serving for long years, she became very, very weak. Kardamuni, he became very pleased, and he fulfilled the desire of Devahuti by first of all giving a very beautiful body again, and then taking her to all the various places in Bhumandala by manifesting a very beautiful aerial mansion. And then they enjoyed for 100 years, and then Kardamuni gave 9 daughters to Devahuti. And then he was leaving. But then Devahuti said, but you have fulfilled all my desires, but you have not given me fearlessness. That means she wanted a son. So then Kardamuni, so this was what we discussed yesterday. She describes the glorious association of Kardamuni. She said, I was such a fool. I did not take the association of you properly. I was just engrossed in sense gratification. What is the use of dharma that is not leading to renunciation? What is the use of renunciation if it is not leading to devotional service? She is lamenting. Hearing the words of Devahuti, now we'll begin the 24th chapter today. So Kardamuni, he replied, he remembered the words of Vishnu, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Kardamuni replied Devahuti that, oh Devahuti, do not be disappointed with yourself. Because, sage Kardamuni remembered the words of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu himself had told Kardam that, oh my son, I will personally manifest as your son. In the womb of Devahuti, I'll appear. So Kardamuni, remembering this, he told Devahuti, do not be disappointed with yourself. You are actually praiseworthy. You have served me in such a nice way. Shortly, Supreme Personality of Godhead will enter in your womb as your son. So therefore, now please worship the Supreme Lord. Previously, you also served me with all the sacred vows. You are serving with lots of effort. Please now perform austerities to please the Supreme Lord with regulation of the senses, sense control, austerity and non-dual behavior, giving charity. Just worship the Supreme Lord. And then that Supreme Lord will become your son. So in this way, Devahuti was pleased. She started practicing all the austerities. And when Devahuti, she was serving the Lord, she was worshipping the Lord with so much of respect. For many, many years she was worshipping. Then after serving for many years, Supreme Lord entered the womb of Devaki through the semen of Kardamuni. And then when Supreme Lord entered the womb of Devahuti, all the Devatas, all the celestial beings, Apsaras and Gandharvas and Devatas, they were showering flowers, Apsaras were dancing, Gandharvas were playing instruments and singing. Everybody was very happy. Now, Brahmaji, along with Marichi, he came at the ashram of Kardamuni, and Brahmaji, he told Kardamuni that you have pleased me by following my instructions, you have accepted my instructions with all your hearts. I am very pleased with you. Whenever I told, whatever instruction I gave you, you obeyed that instruction by saying yes sir, badham iti, that is what Brahmaji tells to Kardamuni. You have obeyed my instructions in a very, very appropriate way. When a spiritual master or a father gives instructions to his subordinate, the subordinate, the son or a disciple, should immediately accept that instruction with great respect by saying, yes sir, I'll follow it, I'll try my best to fulfill the instructions which you have given me. Then he says that, O Kardamuni, your 9 daughters will be very chaste. They'll increase the population by their descendants. And then he said that actually Supreme Lord has appeared as Kapila in the womb of your wife, Devahuti. Kapila Dev, he'll uproot all your desires of sense gratification and you'll be liberated. Kapila Dev will describe the Sankhya philosophy. And then Brahmaji told Devahuti that, oh Devahuti, Supreme Lord is in your womb now. He will appear and he will give you all the instructions by which he will cut off all your knots of ignorance and doubts. And then Brahmaji describes the glories of Kapila Dev. He says, Ayam Siddha Ganadhishaha Sankhya Susammataha Loke Kapila iti Akhyam Ganta te Kirti Vardhanaha. So he says that this Kapila Dev, he'll be Siddha Ganadhisha. Your son will be the head of all the liberated souls. Sankhya Susammataha. He will spread this knowledge of Sankhya philosophy, which will be accepted by the great personalities. People will know him as Kapila Dev, and he will increase your fame. And then after giving all the benedictions and blessings to Devahuti and Kardam, Brahmaji departed. So Kardamuni, he had 9 daughters. So he married 9 daughters to 9 sages. All the great rishis, he got married his daughters. So his daughters' name were Kala, and all the famous women which we hear in the history, they were the daughters of Kardamuni. Kala, Anusuya, Shraddha, Havirbhu, Gati, Kriya, Khyati, Arundhati, and Shanti. So he married them to the sages. Kala got married to Marichi, Anusuya to Atri, Shraddha to Angira, Havirbhu to Pulatsya, Gati to Pulaha, Kriya to Kratu, Khyati to Bhrigu, Arundhati to Vasishtha, Shanti to Atharva. So in this way he married these 9 daughters to the 9 sages. And he took care of the daughters and the son-in-laws because they stayed at their home, at the home of ashram of Kardamuni for some time, and then after that they departed. After all these daughters, they departed along with their husbands. Kardamuni, he approached Kapila Dev. He prayed to Kapila Dev. He said, Oh Kapila Dev, I know you are the Supreme Lord. The great yogis who are trying to see you in their meditation, they are trying for many, many thousands of years to get your darshan, but they are not getting your darshan. Out of your causeless mercy, you have appeared in our home. That is your supreme mercy. Whenever you appear to increase the honor of devotees. Bhakta nam manavardhana. Krishna is called Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. He is the abode of all the beauty. most beautiful aspect of Krishna is Krishna likes to give all the credit to his devotees. We see that in the life of so many devotees. Krishna could have killed all the warriors on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. All the Kauravas could have been killed personally by Krishna, but Krishna made Arjuna Nimitta Matram Bhava Savyashachi. He gave all the credit to Arjuna. Krishna killed so many demons when he was in Vrindavan, but but all these demons were not so famous, All these Aghasur, Bakasur, Trinavarta, Putana, they are not so famous demons. But Duryodhan and all the Kauravas, they are the most famous demons. And the credit for killing these demons was given by Krishna to Arjuna and all the Pandavas. That is the glorious nature of Krishna. Bhaktanam Manavardhanaha. When Yudhishthir Maharaj was bewildered, he was thinking, I am the cause of killing all the soldiers. It is described, Krishnena Adbhut Karmana. Adbhut Karmana means Krishna is acting in such wonderful ways. He could have pacified Yudhishthir Maharaj, but even he could not pacify Yudhishthir Maharaj. Somebody may say, how is this possible? Actually, Krishna as Paramatma in the heart of Yudhishthir Maharaj did not allow Yudhishthir Maharaj to listen to the words of Krishna. Krishna is Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. The most beautiful aspect of Krishna is he likes to give credit to his devotees. He wanted Yudhishthir Maharaj to learn from Bhishma Dev. That's why he did not allow Yudhishthir Maharaj to hear his own words. So therefore, Kardamuni is also saying, you increase the honor of your devotees. So Chakravarti Thakur writes that, actually, you have appeared in this world to increase the respect of devotees in the circle of Gyanis. Because Gyanis, all these mental speculators, the impersonal Gyanis, they think a devotional service, bhakti is for low class people. This Gyan is higher. But Chakravarti Thakur says that, oh my Lord, you have appeared to increase the glory of devotional service. As Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, Shushk Tark Kholi Khaite Janma Gela Yar, Tare Lila Mrit Piyav Ekripa Tomar. Gopinath Acharya is telling about Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. This person was a dry logician. Whole life he has tasted the dry cakes of logic. By your mercy, now you are making him drink the nectar of Harikatha. Meru Mandara Dubayatha Tatha Eidui Gandashail Ihar Ki Katha. Your mercy can drown even Meru and Mandar. What to speak of these small pebbles? All these Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, they are like pebbles. So that is the mercy of the Lord. That's what Chakravarti Thakur is saying. You have appeared to increase the glories of the devotional service. The devotional service is so glorious. All the other limbs of jnana, karma, yoga, they are dependent on bhakti, as will be explained in the further chapters. Bhakti is independent. All the other processes depend on bhakti for their fulfillment. Then he says, oh my Lord, you have no material form. Your opulences are unlimited. You are Shadaishwarya Purna. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashashashriya Jnanam Vairagya Shaiva Sannam Bhaga Itingana. Parashamuni says that Supreme Lord is full of 6 opulences. Fame, wealth, beauty, opulence, wisdom, strength, renunciation. So Kardamuni is saying, oh my Lord, you are all powerful. You are supremely independent. You are full of all the potencies. Please give me permission to renounce this world. I have fulfilled all my duties. Please give me permission. I want to renounce this world. So somebody may ask, but why Kardamuni wanted to renounce? He had Lord as his son. What was the need for him to renounce the world? So actually, Kardamuni wanted to renounce to follow the Vedic injunction, to set a right standard, that one should leave home at a particular age. Another thing is, when Lord became his son, earlier he was in the mood of dasya, servant. Now when Lord became his son, he would see Lord in the mood of vatsalya. So he wanted to avoid the mixture of dasya and vatsalya, So then third thing, Kardamuni knew that actually Lord will make him renounce anyways, So why not renounce immediately? So therefore, thinking all these things, Kardamuni, he took blessings from Lord, that please give me blessings so that I can renounce this world. So Lord, he blessed Kardamuni by promising that, O Kardamuni, I will enlighten Devahuti. You are very, very fortunate. You'll make your life successful. Go as you desire. Go to the forest, do tapasya. You will see me in your heart. You will see the Lord in your heart. And don't worry about Devahuti. I will give all the knowledge to my mother. She will also attain perfection. Kardamuni at once left for the forest. Kapila Dev stayed at the Bindu Sarovar along with the mother. Kardamuni, he accepted intense vows of austerity. He was Maun, he had accepted Maun Vrata. He fixed his mind on the Supreme Lord and he became free from the false ego, and then he became liberated from this conditional existence. He saw the Lord in everyone's heart. He became a self Paramatma realized soul. And then ultimately he attained the path back to Godhead. So this is the end of this 24th chapter. So then from 25th to 33rd chapters is the last section of this third canto, which describes the teachings of Lord Kapila to Devahuti. So in this, so many questions which will be asked by Devahuti. First, she'll ask, I am bewildered by your Maya. Please dispel my illusion. And then she asks that, please tell me how bhakti is the supreme. Please describe the process of jnana. Please describe the process of Ashtanga Yoga. And then again she asks, please describe the process of bhakti in great detail. Tell me about the nature. Tell me about the time. Tell me about this creation. So many questions she'll be asking, and Kapil Dev will answer all these questions one by one. So this is the 25th chapter of this third canto will start. The chapter is entitled as The Glories of Devotional Service. So now again, the camera shifts to Suta Goswami and Shaunak Rishi. Shaunak Rishi is asking that, after Kardamuni left, please describe the activities of Kapila Dev. Kapila Dev was a great liberated soul. He is unborn. He is the same Supreme Lord who manifested in the womb of Devahuti. He is most transcendental, most knowledgeable, most worshipable. Please, we want to hear about him. So Suta Goswami, when he heard all these glorifications of the Kapila Dev, he said that actually Vidura also asked the same thing to Maitreya. I'll describe the same thing which Maitreya told to Vidura. Again, the conversation shifts to Vidura and Maitreya. So then Maitreya Muni says that after Kardamuni left, Devahuti, she was remembering the words of Brahmaji. Because Brahmaji had told Devahuti that your son is the Supreme Lord. He will tell you the instructions of Sankhya philosophy by which you will cut all your bonds of material world. So, thinking these words, remembering these words of Brahmaji, she began to question Kapila Dev. She says, "Oh my Lord, I am so very sick because of disturbance from the material senses. So many years I was absorbed in this material entanglement. I have fallen to ignorance. Please take me out of this ignorance." That is the fear of all the devotees. That should be the fear. We should be fearful of falling into the deep dark well of ignorance again. By the mercy of the devotees of the Lord, we have got this knowledge again. One time, one devotee asked Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, what was our qualification, that we got a chance to practice bhakti? He was thinking Prabhupada will glorify him. Prabhupada said, you had no qualification. I made your qualification, So only by the mercy of the Lord, only by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord, we have got a chance to come out of this ignorance. At least we theoretically have understood what we are supposed to do. King Kulakshekar, he also prays, Andasya merita vivek mahadhanasya chaurai prabho balibhirindriya namadheyah mohanda kupakuhre vinipatitasya Devesh dehi kripanasya karavalambam. He says, Andhasya me, I have become blinded. Why? Rita Vivek, my power of discrimination is lost. How it is lost? They are stolen away by these thieves of senses. That was my only treasure. Mahadhanasya. The power of discrimination is the only treasure of a living entity. In Kulakshekar, in Mukundamala Stotra, he is saying, Andhasya me, I have become blinded because my power of discrimination is stolen away by these thieves called senses. Chaurai prabho balibirindriya namatheyaha. Who are the thieves? The name of these thieves are my senses. And as a result, what has happened? As a person, if he is running in the forest blindly, blindfolded, what will happen? He will fall down in a ditch. Mohanda kupa kuhare vinipatisya. I have been fallen in this deep, dark well of illusion, of ignorance. Devesh dehi kripanasya karavalambam. Oh my Lord, I am taking shelter of you. Please take me out of this. That is what Gajendra also prays. That, oh my Lord, I am in this animal body. You are free, I am bound. Please relieve me from this animal body. Please relieve me from this clutches of this crocodile. Please relieve me from these clutches of material world. So this is Muktaya, Bhuri Karunaya, Namolayaya. You are Mukta, you are so very merciful. Please relieve me. Swamshena Sarvatano Brin Manasi Pratita Pratyak Drishe Bhagavate Brihate Namaste. So therefore, Devahuti, she is praying, oh my Lord, I have been fallen in this material ignorance. I am sick because of my senses. I am in so much of ignorance. You are like transcendental eyes. I am blind, but you are my transcendental eye. You are such chakshu. After many, many births, I have got this chance to have this knowledge by your mercy. You are like the sun, you have risen to dispel all my ignorance. Krishna Surya Sammaya Maya hai andakar. Yaha Krishna taha nahi Maya radhikar. Wherever there is Krishna, there is no ignorance. This scriptures, this knowledge, they are like the sun. This is a Sudarshan. When we read Bhagavad Gita, when we read Bhagavatam, when we read scriptures, when we hear Krishna Katha every day without fail, it does not matter for 5 minutes or 2 hours. If we make us habit of whatever may happen, I'll read something. Then slowly but surely the ignorance in the heart will be dispelled. That is the power of Krishna Katha. That is the power of the pastimes of the Lord. They purify the heart. Pravishtakarna randrena swanam bhava saroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yatha sharat. Just like the autumnal rains, just like now, rains have started. We can see all the buildings are cleansed, getting cleansed. All the dirt which is accumulated on the floors and the roof, they are cleansed. Nobody goes to clean all these things on the top of the home and on the terrace, on the rooftops. They get cleansed automatically. Similarly, when the sound vibration enters the ears, one automatically becomes cleansed of all the anarthas. When the sun of bhakti rises in the heart, when sun of Krishna rises in the heart, when the sun of Bhagavatam rises in the heart, Purana Arka Adhunoditaha, it dispels all the ignorance which is there in the heart, all the lethargy which is there in the heart, all the laziness which is there in the heart of a devotee. So therefore, Devahuti, she is saying, please dispel my illusion. This is the first question she is asking. She is saying that I am in this illusion of me and mine because of false ego, because of the ignorance which is created by you. You have created this Maya. Now you can only dispel this ignorance. This is the first question Devotee is asking. Please dispel my ignorance. I am taking your shelter because you are the only person to whom we should take shelter. Tam tvagataham sharanam sharanyam swabhritya samsara taro kutharam Jigyasayaham prakrite purushasya namami shaddharma vidam varishtham. So she's saying, tam tva aham gata. I am taking your shelter. Sharanam sharanya. I am taking your shelter because you are the only one who is worthy to take shelter. People in this world, they take shelter of so many things, but they are taking shelter of fallible soldiers. All the soldiers, they think my friends, my wife, children, family, my home, my wealth, my property, it will protect me. But they are all tesham pramatto nidhanam pashyan apina pashyati. They do not see that these are all fallible soldiers. They will not protect. They are not worthy to take shelter. Of course, we have to take care of them. We should not make them as our shelter. Our only shelter is Krishna. So therefore, she's saying, Tam tvagataham sharanam sharanyam. You are the only one worthy to take shelter. Swabhritya samsara taro kutharam. Kutharam means an axe. She says that you are an axe which can cut this tree of material existence. Samsara taru. This world is like a tree. You are like an axe. When somebody takes shelter of Krishna, immediately all the illusions, all the attachments can get dispelled. They get cut off. Krishna pad padma gandha jai jana pai brahma loka adi sukh tare nahi bhai. Whoever takes shelter of Krishna, he will not be attracted by all the glittering glamour of this material world. Krishna pad padma gandha jai jana pai. Whoever gets a taste, a flavor of Krishna bhakti, brahma loka adi sukh tare nahi bhai. He will not be attracted by anything of this world. He'll be satisfied only with Krishna bhakti. So she's saying, therefore, my Lord, I am inquiring from you. Please tell me about the relationship between the jiva and the prakriti. Please tell me the difference between the spirit and the matter. Namami saddharma matam varishtham. I'm offering obeisances unto you because you are the greatest of all the transcendentalists. So then, hearing the very, very pure desire of his mother, Lord Kapila, he started speaking now. First of all, he thanked Devahuti. So he says that, now Maitreya is saying that actually when Kapil Dev, he heard such pure desires of Devahuti, he said that, oh my mother, after hearing your uncontaminated desire of heart, which is full of, which is full of compassion for the humanity, the words, the questions which are asked about the Supreme Lord, they are for the welfare of all the people, That's why Shukdev Goswami also says, Varyaneshu te prashna krito lokahitam ripa atmavit sammata pumsam shrotavyadishu yahparaha. So Parikshit Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami also glorifies Parikshit Maharaj, that questions which you have asked are glorious. Why? Atmavit sammataha. They are very, very appropriate for personal benefit and for the people in general. You are glorious. Your questions are glorious. Kapila Devi is also saying, I thank you, O mother, for asking these questions. Same thoughts were expressed by Brahmaji also. When Narad Muni, he asked, who are you? I think you are the Supreme. We discussed this in second canto. Narad Muni approaches Brahmaji, says, I think you are the Supreme. You are creating, you are maintaining. I think you are the Supreme. So Brahmaji, when he hears, he says, Samyak karnikasyedam vatsate vichikitsitam yadaham chodita soumya bhagavad virya darshane. So he says that being merciful to me, you are asking me questions. And because you have asked questions, this is giving me inspiration to meditate on the Lord's prowess. So therefore, Lord and the devotees, they are happy when somebody inquires about the topics of self-realization, because that is the purpose of Lord's creating this entire universe. Prema rasa niryasa karite aswadan ragamarga bhakti loke korite pracharan. So Lord is very happy when somebody is asking about the topics of self-realization. because that is the purpose of Lord creating this entire universe. So now Kapila starts answering. He says, so this verse which is there on the slide, this is the seed verse which forms the entire background of the remaining third canto. That is the 25th to 33rd verses, 33rd chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto. So the background is formed by this verse. So now Kapil Dev is saying, Yoga Adhyatmika Pumsa Mato Nishreyasaya me Atyanto Paritaryatra Dukkhasya cha Sukhasya cha. So he says that I consider this Adhyatmika Yoga. What is this Adhyatmik Yoga? The yoga system which is talking about the soul. So this yoga is the most beneficial. Nishreyasaya. Nishreyasaya means this is the most beneficial yoga for the ultimate benefit for all the living entities. Atyanta uparatir yatra. And by hearing this, what will be the result? You will become free from all the attachments. It will cause the detachment. And sukhasya cha, dukhasya cha. Then you will be free from all the happiness and distress of this world. This is the highest yoga system. So Chakravarti Thakur writes that, what is this Adhyatmik Yoga? So this Adhyatmik Yoga consists of three things. It consists of Bhakti, Jnana and Sankhya. That is Ashtanga. Bhakti, Sankhya and Ashtanga. So all these topics will be described in the remaining chapters. So now Kapil Dev continues to speak. He says, all the limbs of this yoga system, they are very, very easy to perform. So, and he said, I have explained this to the sages earlier. I will again explain to you. So this is a place where Kapil Dev is saying, so this is a very, very easy yoga to perform. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Ananya Cheta Satatam Yomam Smaratin Tisha Tasyaham Sulabha Partha Nitya Yuktasya Yoginah. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita that whoever performs this devotional service with unalloyed attention, Yomam Smarati Nityashaha, whoever remembers me every day, performs bhakti devotional service, Tasyaham Sulabha Partha. For him, I am very, very easy to obtain. So therefore, this path of Krishna consciousness is very, very easy, although it is not so simple, but it is easy. It is simple, but it is not, here Kapil Dev is saying it is very, very easy to perform. So why it is easy? Only thing we have to do is, just chanting every day, as Prabhupada would say, chanting, dancing and feasting. But the difficult part is we have to do it every day chanting, every day reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. That is a difficult part. One time a person approached Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, what do you do for recreation? Prabhupada said, our whole life is recreation. Who in the morning gets up at 4 or 30 o'clock and starts dancing? So our whole life is full of recreation. So therefore, this process of bhakti is the easiest of all the other paths, all the other limbs. So therefore, Kapila Dev says, but to practice this bhakti, first of all, we have to control the mind. Mind is like the pivot, he says. So mind, when it is attracted to the material modes, it causes bondage. But if the same mind is attached to the Supreme Lord, it causes liberation. So then Kapila Dev describes the symptoms of a liberated soul. So he says that when the mind is free from all the impurities like lust, greed and ego, and that time he transcends all the material happiness and distress. And therefore, what is a pure soul's vision? The pure soul's vision is, he can see himself as a transcendental, self-effulgent, never fragmented. So these are the symptoms of a liberated soul. And then he says how the mind can reach this stage. So he says by the process of Jnana and Vairagya. Jnana Vairagya Yuktena Bhakti Yuktena Chatmana Paripashyati Udasinam Pariprakritam Cha Hataujasam. So he says that by devotional service, by the process of bhakti, which is endowed with jnana and vairagya, by the process of detachment and the mind full of knowledge about the Supreme Lord, one sees everything in the right perspective. Paripashyati udasinam. Paripashyati means one sees everything in its proper perspective. We can see things as they are. That is a vision of a liberated soul. That is a vision of a person who has realized Paramatma. So he says this person, he becomes indifferent to the material existence and he will not be affected by the material influence of this material world. And then he says that actually, if the mind is attached to the Lord, that mind leads to the liberation. And the best process of attaching the mind to the Lord is the process of bhakti. So then after describing this, Kardamuni, Kapila Devi starts glorification of the process of bhakti. So he says that bhakti is actually the only auspicious path. This is the only auspicious path which can help one achieve the perfection of self-realization. So it cannot be attained by any other path, as the result which is obtained by all the other paths is obtained by the process of bhakti also. But bhakti gives much more than any other paths of liberation. So I'll just stop here. I'll just continue in few. Hare Krishna. So Kapila Dev, he starts the glorification of the process of bhakti. He says bhakti is the only auspicious path. Shukdeva Goswami, he also told Parikshit Maharaj that bhakti is the only path which is most auspicious. Nahi ato anya shiva panta vishata samshrata viva vasudeve bhagavati bhakti yogo yato bhavet. So, nahi ato anya shiva pantha. There is no more auspicious path, no better auspicious path than the process of bhakti. Vasudeve bhagavati bhakti yogo yato bhavet. So this process of bhakti is the most auspicious, most glorious. Therefore, Narad Muni also, when his mother left her body, so he says, this is the supreme mercy of the Lord. Tada tadaham ishasya bhaktanam sham abhipsitah anugraham manyamana pratishtham dishamuttaram. So he says that Supreme Lord is the supremely merciful. He is desiring all the auspiciousness for his devotees. And therefore, whatever problems may come in the life of a devotee, but still, that is a path of auspiciousness. That is how a devotee comes closer to Krishna. Then Kapil Dev says how to get that bhakti. First he glorified the process of bhakti, but then he says how to get that bhakti. That bhakti is attained only by the process of association of devotees. So he says, prasangam majaram pasham atmanam kavayo viduhu saeva sadhu shukrito mokshadwaram apavritam. So it's prasangam ajaram pasham. So he says that materialistic association is a cause of greatest entanglement. Prasangam means the association of the material things. Ajaram pasham. It is a pash attachment which never grows old. The material attachment never grows old. And even the learned people, they know that. Atmanam kavayo viduhu. They also know the same. But saeva sadhushu krito, if the same attachment, when it is applied to the association of pure devotees of the Lord, self-realized souls, moksha dwaram apavritam. That is opens the doors of liberation. So we discussed Devahuti also telling to Kardamuni the same thing. She says, Sangoya samsriter hetu asatsu vihito dhiya saeva sadhushukrito nisangatvaya kalpate. So she is also saying, for so many years I took your association in a material way. I could have got so much of knowledge from you, but I was absorbed in enjoying my senses. But just like association of materialists, even in done with ignorance, is a cause of bondage. Similarly, association of devotees, even if performed in ignorance, leads to liberation. So now please give me knowledge so that I can get liberated from this entanglement of birth and death. So therefore, Kapila Devi is also telling to Devahuti that by association of devotees, one can get the process of devotional service. One can get devotional service in the heart. Then after telling this, now Kapiladev, he starts the description of the characteristics and the activities of a devotee of the Lord, the activities of a sadhu. So he describes some primary characteristics and some secondary characteristics of a devotee. So very famous verses come now. So he says, Titikshava karunika suridas sarvadehinam ajat shatrava shanta sadhava sadhu bhushanah. So what are the qualities of the devotees of the Lord? The secondary qualities of the devotees are, they are titikshava, they are very tolerant, they are merciful, they are friendly to all living entities. Ajata Shatravaha, they have no enemies. Shanta, they are peaceful. Sadhava, Sadhu Bhushana, they abide by the scriptural rules and regulations. They are absorbed in reading the scriptures. And Sadhu Bhushana, they are adorned with sublime characteristics. So the qualities of a devotee are the ornaments of a devotee. Sanatana Goswami, Haridas Thakur is telling to Sanatana Goswami that अपनी आचार्य के हो ना करे प्रचार, प्रचार करे ना के हो ना करे आचार, आचार प्रचार तुम्ही करह दुई कार्य, तुम्ही सर्व गुरु तुम्ही जगतेर आर्य. So he says that some people, they preach this message but they don't follow. Some people, they follow but they don't preach. You are doing both. You are teaching also and you are practicing also. You are qualified to become the guru of the whole world. So the devotees, they have all the qualities which they practice also, they preach also. So Kapila Devi is saying that devotees are sadhavo sadhu bhushana. And then he describes the primary characteristic of a devotee. What is the primary characteristic of a devotee? Mai ananya bhavena bhaktim kurvanti ye dridham mat krite takta karmana tyakta swajana bandhavah. Mai ananya bhavena. These devotees, they worship me without any deviation. Surida sarvadehinam. They are, bhaktim kurvanti ye dridha. Mai ananya bhavena bhaktim kurvanti ye dridha. Whoever practices devotional service unto me with all determination, without any deviation, mat krite tyakta karmanaha. They renounce everything for my sake. They renounce all their connections. Tyakta swajana bandhavaha. They renounce all their family relationships, all the friendly acquaintances, but for only one reason, just to develop relationship to me. We hear the story of Bharat Maharaj also. Bharat Maharaj was the king of whole universe, whole Bhumandala. He gave up all his wealth, wife, children, property, kingdom. Just like a person, after responding to the call of nature, he does not even look at that. Yo dustyajan dara sutan suridrajyam ridis prishah jaho yuvaiva malavat uttama shloka lalasah. Because he was focused on Krishna. So these are the primary and the secondary characteristics of a devotee. So primary characteristic of a devotee is, he is ananya bhavena bhaktim kurvanti. He is practicing devotional service, staunch devotional service unto the Supreme Lord. So this bhaktim kurvanti dridham. So this dridha bhakti is the quality of a pure devotee. As Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, that if somebody is not pure in his actions, he cannot practice bhakti with all determination. Only a person who is free from all the sinful reactions, he can practice bhakti with determination. So therefore, to practice bhakti with determination, first of all, we have to try to be free from all the sinful activities, which is basically characterized by the 4 sinful pillars, that is meat eating, intoxication, gambling, and illicit sex. So then that is the beginning of the spiritual life. In itself, these 4 limbs of regulative principles, they are not spiritual. They bring a person to a platform of goodness. From that platform, bhaktim kurvanti ye dridha. One can start practicing bhakti with all determination. And then Kapila Dev says, what are the activities of my devotees? My devotees, he says, they are absorbed in hearing about me. मदाश्रय कथा स्मृष्टा शृण्वन्ति कथयन्ति च तपन्ति विविधास्तापा नैतान् मद्गत चेतसाः मद आश्रयाः कथा मृष्टाः. They are always engaged in Shrinvanti and Kathayanti. They are always engaged in, they are always delighted by hearing and chanting my glories. Tapanti vividhas tapaha. These sages, they do not suffer from the material miseries because they are naitan madgata chetasah. They are always filled with thoughts of my pastimes. So therefore, Bhagavatam begins with this, tapatrayon mulanam. So why Bhagavatam says that devotees, they become free from the threefold miseries? Actually, the miseries don't go. By the practice of bhakti, if somebody thinks that we'll be free from the miseries, that will not happen. Actually, bhakti gives the devotees ideal way to respond to the problems of this world. Miseries will come in life, but our response will change to the extent we become mature in the practice of devotional service. Just like we have heard the story of Narad Muni, how he responded. He took it as the mercy of the Lord when his mother died. So many problems came in the life of Pandavas. They are always grateful to Krishna. It comes in the 10th canto also. It is described. Iti nandadayo gopa Krishna Rama kathamuda kurvanto ramamanascha navindan bhava vedana. So when Krishna was not there in Vrindavan, there was so much peace in Vrindavan. There are no problems. There were no demons attacking Vrindavan. After Krishna appeared in Vrindavan, every day some demon would come and would trouble all the Brajavasis. But because these Brajavasis, they were absorbed in talking about Krishna, the pastimes which Krishna and Balram would perform, they did not feel that pain of all these material things. Iti nandadayo gopa Krishna Ram katha muda. So all the gopas and all the gopis, what they were doing, they were experiencing great delight in talking about the pastimes of Krishna and Ram. Kurvanto ramamanascha navindan bhava vedana. They did not experience any material distress because they were absorbed in talking about Krishna. So that is our devotee. Problems may come in the life of a devotee, but because he is so very absorbed in the higher realities of life, he is absorbed in talking about Krishna and the topics of the pastimes of the Lord. So therefore, the things and the problems of this world do not trouble the devotees so much. So then after that, after describing that, the activities of the devotees of the Lord, now Kapila says about the association of devotees. What is the benefit of association of devotees? So he says that actually one should seek attachment to the sadhus. If somebody is seeking attachment to the devotees of the Lord, then they very soon become free from the attachment to the things of this world. So he says, O Sadhivi, O mother, O virtuous lady, Sarva Sangha Vivarjitaha. The devotees of the Lord, they are free from all the attachment. Therefore, one should seek the attachment to these pure devotees of the Lord. And when attached themselves to the devotees of the Lord, he'll be free from all the attachments to the things of this world. And we have seen in the life of the disciples of Prabhupada, they are so very attached to Prabhupada. One time, Bhavanand Prabhu, he was talking to one very senior devotee, and he asked that, do you know Krishna? So Bhavanand Prabhu asking this very senior devotee from one of the temples. So he asked, do you know Krishna? So this devotee became little confused what to say. So he said, yes, Prabhu, I know some of the Krishna's pastimes. I know Krishna a little bit. Bhavanand Prabhu said, actually, you are fortunate. I don't know Krishna. I know Prabhupada. So that is how we have seen in the life of the disciples of Prabhupada by their personal example. Just because they were so much absorbed in thoughts of Prabhupada, they became free from all the attachment. They could leave everything just because they were attached to Prabhupada. Prabhupada told the disciples, you go and you open the center in this part of the world, and they were ready to go. Even to such an extent that Prabhupada, he was told by some of the people that you are preaching to in all the countries. Is your preaching going in Pakistan also? So Prabhupada said, yes, we'll start preaching in Pakistan also. And then actually Prabhupada sent two of his disciples, Bhavanand Prabhu and one more person, to Pakistan for preaching. And these devotees, they became so fearless. Although Pakistan is it is known that it is very difficult to preach Vedic culture in Pakistan, such a Muslim country. But they were so fearless. They could do everything for Prabhupada because they were attached to Prabhupada. That's how, if we become attached to devotees of the Lord, we will be free from the attachment of this world. We can do unimaginable things. Many times, we have so many apprehensions about ourselves. Oh, I will not be able to do this service. I will not be able to serve. I will not be able to preach. If we are attached to the devotees of the Lord, if we serve the devotees of the Lord, devotees can give their mercy. And by mercy of the devotees, unimaginable things can also be possible for anybody. We pray every day. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. By the mercy of the devotees of the Lord, by the mercy of the spiritual master, even a dumb person can speak beautiful poetry. A lame can also cross the mountains. That is the mercy of the devotees of the Lord. That is what Kaviraj Goswami also says. I am full of faults, but by the mercy of the devotees, I am able to write Chaitanya Charitamrit. So he says, Shri Govinda, Shri Chaitanya, Shri Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Shri Guru Ara, Shri Bhakta Vrinda. Ei sabar kripaye more likhaye agya kori, kahite na yuyaye tabu, kahite na pari. By the mercy of all these devotees of the Lord, I am able to write this Chaitanya Charitamrit. Payayara Agyadhan Brajera Vaishnavagan Bandotara Mukhya Haridas Chaitanya Vilas Sindhu Kallo Lera Ekabindu Tarakona Kahe Krishnadas. By the mercy of the devotees of the Lord, I have got a chance to write this wonderful literature. Brajera Vaishnavagan have given me mercy. I have got mercy of the devotees of Vrindavan, headed by Haridas. This Haridas is not Haridas Thakur. This Haridas is a priest of Sri Govindji temple. So therefore, by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord, if we are attached to the devotees of the Lord, we can also do unimaginable things. And then Kapil Dev says this very beautiful verse which is there on the slide. It says, when Krishna Katha is performed in association of devotees, this Krishna Katha is very, very pleasing. The discussion of the pastimes of mind, Kapil Dev is saying, it is very, very pleasing. Satam prasangan mamavirya samvido bhavantirit karna rasayana katha tadjoshanada swapavarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishyati. Satam prasangan, in association of pure devotees of the Lord. So Chakravarti Thakur says this is prasangan. Prasanga means excellent association. He says by ordinary normal association, this taste will not come. We may associate with devotees just for the namesake. I will also come for program. I will also attend just for the namesake. Itna bula rahe hain to attend kar hi lete hain. But there is a difference. Just like, for example, now so many people may be attending a class online, but many of them may not be actually, present there. But Chakravarti Thakur is saying Satam Prasangan. Prasangan means excellent association. When we hear Hari Katha, so he says that if somebody is taking association casually, that is inferior association. This inferior association will not give nectar. We have seen our Anand Vrindavan Prabhu, when he and so many of the other devotees, when they hear lecture, they are very alert, just like they are on their toes, always right like this, like a chataka bird, trying to get every drop of nectar from the mouth of speaker. So if we are hearing in that consciousness, prasanga, then we will experience that taste. That will destroy our anarthas. That is what Chakravarti Thakur says. Excellent association will destroy all our anarthas, and that will give rise to bhakti. Satam prasangan mamviri sammudo. Then what will happen? Bhavan tirit karna rasayana katha. Rit and karna. Our ear, our heart and the ears will be completely satisfied. Ultimately, whatever we are doing in this world, we are doing for satisfaction. If we hear the Hari Katha very eagerly, that will give satisfaction to the heart. And then what will happen? Tadjoshanada shupavarga vartmani. By cultivation of this knowledge, one will advance on the path of liberation. He'll be freed. And then what will happen? Three things will come. Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, Anukramishyati. The faith will increase in the heart. The attraction for the process of devotional service will increase, and actual real devotion will begin. So that is the power of association of the devotees of the Lord. So so Devahoti had asked about bhakti. So now Kapila Dev have described pure bhakti. So Kapil Dev will now describe the process of yoga. What is bhakti mishra yoga, and then he'll describe bhakti mishra gyan. Kapil Dev says that some of the transcendentalists, when they get disgusted with sense gratification, then they think about my activities. So they want all the Ashtanga yogic powers, but they take shelter of my devotional service. That means the yoga is the main element and bhakti is the secondary element. That is called bhakti mishra yoga. Bhakti is the predominant. Yoga is the predominant and bhakti is the secondary element. That is called bhakti mishra yoga. So Kapil Dev says they will also come to the perfect standard of devotional service in some time. Then he describes there are people who want to cultivate knowledge. They'll renounce everything. They want to cultivate knowledge. They are called jnanis. But they also have to take shelter of my form only, and they will also attain my impersonal Brahman. That is called bhakti mishra gyan. So then, after describing this, he says, actually, he wants to prove that bhakti is the essential element of all the paths of transcendentalists, either yoga or jnana or karma. If it is devoid of bhakti, it is useless. Tesham asau sthula tushavaghati. If somebody is endeavoring so much, but if he is not adding bhakti, it is like beating the empty husk. If somebody is beating empty husk, the rice will not come out. Similarly, if bhakti is not there, then jnana, ashtanga, karma will not give fruits. So that is the excellence of the process of bhakti. Then after describing this, Devahoti, she asks further questions. So actually Kapil Dev has described the excellence of bhakti, how bhakti is so very excellent. Now Devahoti asks, what kind of bhakti should I perform to easily attain your lotus feet? That is the first question. Second question she asks, that will be described in the 31 to 34, that coming verses, it will be described. And then she asks, explain the jnana by which one understands the various tattvas. And then she asks, explain the yoga which is aimed at the Lord for liberation. How many limbs does it have? So basically, she is asking about jnana, ashtanga yoga, and bhakti. So Chakravarti Thakur writes that actually, as an inquisitive person, he knows his own idea, but an intelligent person knows others' ideas also well. So Devahoti, she is interested in performing bhakti only, but she wants to know about Ashtanga yoga and Jnana yoga also. One time Prabhupada was on a flight with one devotee, and there was lots of time. So Prabhupada said, okay, let's debate. You become Mayavadi, I'll become a devotee, and we'll debate. So he said, okay, Prabhupada. So then whatever standard, arguments this devotee had heard, he spoke everything, and Prabhupada, he smashed all those Mayavadi thoughts. And then Prabhupada said, okay, now I will become a Mayavadi, you become a devotee. So then this devotee said, okay, now what is the big deal? Now I know all the, now I know all the arguments. I'll easily defeat Prabhupada. So, but to his surprise, Prabhupada defeated him. As a Mayavadi, Prabhupada defeated this devotee in all the arguments. Then Prabhupada said, one should know the philosophy so well that you should be able to defeat your own philosophy, by that. So therefore, Devahuti, she wants to know the philosophy of Gyan and Karma and Ashtanga Yoga. So then she says that, and then Kapila says, actually Devahuti, she's asking questions, and after telling these 3 questions, she says, actually my intelligence is not great. I am a woman. What will I understand? But by your mercy, I can easily understand the absolute truth. Yasya prasadad bhagavad prasado yasya prasadan nagati kutopi. By the mercy of the devotees of the Lord, we can also understand the absolute truth. Murkh, Neech, Shudra, Ami, Vishaya, Lalas, Vaishnavaragya, Bole Kore, Tika Sahas. Kaviraj Goswami says, I am a Murkh, I am a foolish, I am a fallen, Murkh, Neech, Shudra, Ami, Vishaya, Lalas. I am absorbed in sense gratification. Vaishnavera Agya, Bole, Tika Sahas. Because I have got the instruction of the devotees, that's why I am taking this very, very audacious task of writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. So therefore, by the mercy of the Lord, by mercy of the devotees of the Lord, anybody can understand this process of bhakti. Yeba nahi bujhe ke ha shunite seha ki adbhuta chaitanya charita Krishna upaji be priti jani be rasera riti shuni lei bada hoye hita. So it is described by Kaviraj Goswami. Even if somebody is not understanding the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, even if somebody is not understanding the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ye ba nahi bujhe, kuch samajh nahi rahe. Still, shunite seha, when you keep hearing again and again, ki adbhuta Chaitanya charita, pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very great. What will be the result when we hear again and again? Krishna upaji be priti jani be rasera riti, will develop love of God. Shuni lei bada hoye hita, and you will be greatly benefited. One devotee approached Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I am not able to understand this paragraph which you have written in your purport. Prabhupada said, okay, bring that book. He brought, okay, read it again. The devotee read the whole purport again. Did you understand? Prabhupada asked. No, Prabhupada. Again, read it again. Again he read. Did you understand? No, Prabhupada. Read it again. Prabhupada made him read that 5 times. After that, he said, yes, Prabhupada, I understood. So therefore, when we read again and again, even if you're not understanding anything, but still, if we try practicing this process, reading Bhagavad Gita, reading the philosophy of Bhagavatam every day, we will understand also. So therefore, Devahuti says, I am not so great scholar, but by your mercy, I can also understand this. So now after hearing this, Kapila Dev, he starts answering the second question. What kind of bhakti? So he says that actually, bhakti should be performed without material desires. If somebody performs bhakti without material desires, with senses fixed on the service to the Supreme Lord, with mind exclusively dedicated to the service of the Lord, that is the superior bhakti. And that bhakti will give liberation. Such bhakti quickly destroys the ignorance which is there in the mind. The subtle body of false ego and the mind and intelligence, subtle body gets destroyed. Just like the digestive fire consumes the food, this bhakti is so very powerful. It completely destroys all the contaminations. In many places, this bhakti is compared with the fire. Just like fire burns away all the sinful, all the trees. Similarly, bhakti burns away all the sinful reactions. And then Karda Muni describes the characteristics of a devotee in the Bhava Bhakti and in the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. So many characteristics are described, and after describing all these characteristics, he says, for those devotees who are not qualified for Bhava Bhakti, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti is recommended. And what is that Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti? The process of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti is a simple way by which we can slowly give up all the attachments for the things of this world and get attracted to the process of Krishna consciousness. People in this world, they are fearful of the attachments which they have. They'll go away. But if somebody comes to my shelter by this process of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, fear of material world will go away. Actually, fear of material world cannot be overcome by any means other than process of bhakti unto me. Because even sun is rising out of my fear. Mad bhayad vati vatoyam suryastapti mad bhayat varshat indro dhatyagni mrityuscharati mad bhayad vati vatoyam. The wind blows because of fear of me. The sun shines out of fear of me. Indra is pouring rains. Agni is giving heat, all because of my fear. So therefore, I can give fearlessness because everybody is fearful of me. I can only give fearlessness to everyone. And if somebody takes my shelter, that is the perfection of his life. And then he says, one should perform Tivra Bhakti. Only by Tivra Bhakti, intense devotion to Krishna, one can achieve the greatest perfection. He says, Etavan eva lokesmin pumsah nishreyase udayaha tivrena bhakti yogena manomayarpitam stiram. Etavan eva lokesmin. People in this world, if they want their highest benefit, nishreyasa, what they should do? Tivrena bhakti. If you are not doing Tivra Bhakti, the process will be negligible. If somebody is just a rosy cozy devotee, ठीक है, चल रहा है लाइफ, भक्ति भी कर रहे हैं और ये सभी थोड़ा थोड़ा सब करेंगे, थोड़ा sense gratification, थोड़ा भक्ति, we should balance everything. If we are not focused, if we are not doing intense bhakti, we will not advance. So one time His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was saying, if we are practicing bhakti with all intensity, we will progress slowly. So what will happen if you are not practicing? If you are practicing in a very, very relaxed way. So that's why Kapila Devi is saying, Tivra Bhakti is the only way to attain perfection. So that is the end of the 25th chapter. So we'll stop here. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So, questions. Sadhu is friendly to all living beings. He renounces his family. No, actually, these are not contradictory. Because sadhu means he knows that at a particular point of life, I have to give up all my attachments. So when he is taking care of the family, he takes care properly. When he renounces, he becomes friendly to all the living entities. So if somebody is in the family, he may take care of some family only. But if he renounces the family, he can benefit so many other people. He can benefit so many people to come close to Krishna. He can expand his field of welfare activities. And the renunciation is not a criteria to come close to Krishna. Renunciation is just a way by which we can increase our devotional services to Krishna. So therefore, even by the practice of bhakti in a householder life, one can come close to Krishna. So when it is described, the devotees, they are Suridam Sarva Dehinam. So in renouncing the family also, they are doing welfare for their family. If a person will stay in the family, what will happen? He will become more and more attached to the family. Family members will become attached to him. The ultimate welfare is to connect to Krishna consciousness. The more a person stays in family, he'll be attached to the family members. The more the family members will be attached to him. So therefore, Renouncing family is also showing compassion to living entities. But problem is people do not understand that. They think if somebody stays in the family, maintains his relations till the last breath of the life, that is the greatest benefit. What to speak of others? Even Prabhupada's own children, they did not forgive Prabhupada for renouncing the family. Can you say Prabhupada was not a welfare, was not doing welfare for them? He is the greatest welfare, but his family members, they never forgave him. They were thinking, oh, our father left us when we needed him most. So therefore, even if somebody renounces, people will say always something, but we should understand that highest welfare, greatest welfare is to connect everyone to Krishna. If somebody makes his life perfect, he will be benefited. And of course, his family members will also get benefited, like that. Manu Samhita is the whole scripture which is written by Swayambhuva Manu, which is the guideline for the living entities, humans, so that they can live their life properly in this world. So that is Manu Samhita. Okay, quality of a servant. Yeah, so it comes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says, स्वरूप कहे बलभद्र भट्टाचार्य तोमाते सुस्निग्ध बड़ा पंडित साधु आर्य. So susnigdha, pandit, sadhu and arya. Susnigdha means the servant should be affectionate to the master. He should know what master needs. He should be intelligent enough to execute the instructions of the master. Pandit. Sadhu means he should have all the good qualities personally. And Arya means you should know how to deal with other servants, So if some other person is also serving his master, he should know how to deal with that person also. So that's our devotee. He should be well versed in the scriptures. He should know how to deal with other devotees. He should know how to serve the Lord, and he should cultivate personal good qualities also. These are the qualities of a devotee. See, Lord can come in any way he wants. We cannot demand, we cannot ask question why he came. So we can explain how it happened, but why many times is not an answerable question. Many times people ask why Krishna appears most of the time in India only, and what is the problem? If Krishna is appearing in India, that is his will. If Bharatvarsha is most glorious, what is the problem? Krishna is having his free will. He is using his free will. We cannot question why. If somebody asks you, what is your favorite color, and if you tell, okay, my favorite color is this. Somebody says, why? Why का कोई answer नहीं है. मेरी पसंद है वो. So when Krishna wants to appear in this way, we cannot question why. But that's how Krishna wanted. Kapila Dev wanted to appear in this world through the womb of Devaki, like a human. So that is his will, It is difficult to practice renunciation exhibited by those sages and Srila Prabhupada. How do we practice renunciation practically being in a family? Ya anasaktasya vishayan yatharham upayunjatah nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate. That is called yukta vairagya. One should learn how to use everything in the service of the Lord. That's the greatest renunciation. Renunciation does not mean just to leave the family. Renunciation means I will use everything in service of Krishna. All the great grihasthas, out of the 12 Mahajanas, 7 are grihasthas. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumara, Kapilo, Manu, Prahlado, Janako, Bhishma, Bali, Vayasaki, Vayam. These are 12 Mahajanas. Out of these, 7 are grihasthas. Only 5 are renunciants. So, devotional service is not dependent on brahmachari, grihastha, vanprastha, sannyasi. Main thing is renouncing our false ego, renouncing our ideas about how I can serve, surrendering to the instructions and the will of the superior devotees, and using everything in service of Krishna. That is how we can be renounced. There is no need to physically renounce, which is not possible nowadays many times. But we should be renounced in our consciousness. That is actual renunciation. Okay. So Yukta Vairagya means, that is a very thin line, In the minimum of Yukta Vairagya, we can end up doing sense gratification. Therefore, We should do Yukta Vairagya under the guidance of our senior devotee. Okay, I want to use this in service of the Lord. Okay, can I do this? If the devotee says yes, okay, continue. But you should tell him, please, keep eye on me also, that I may not get distracted. That's what Brahmaji told Krishna, Lord Vishnu. Please show mercy so that I may not get deviated because of the pride and because of sense gratification. So these are the two dangers in the path of a spiritualist. A pride. If somebody becomes very well-established devotee, he may become proud of his bhakti. If he is loose, he will get deviated from the path of bhakti. So therefore, we have to be always under guidance of some superior devotees by which we can be on the proper path. That is the difference. That is how we can distinguish. Okay, so we'll stop here. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, you can ask whenever needed. I'm ready to whatever guidance I can give. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.